Good morning from the Naneum Ridge State Forest. Me and Odo are doing an overland trip. We're on the Cook Canyon Road, so we're going in a different way than we normally do, just for the fun of it. Then we're going to make our way up to Wenatchee Mountain and decide we're going to camp after that. We're aired down and heading up. I'm running 17 pounds right now. See how this ride is. They're squatted a little bit. We can always drop more if we need to. Today my co-pilot is Shelby. Here's looking down the Kittitas Valley, Mount Adams, and Mount Rainier. And that's the ridge we're heading to right now. Well, we're high enough to have snow. We're on Wenatchee Mountain. We stopped up here at Wenatchee Mountain. We're going to have some lunch. Take in the view. Looking down at Wenatchee. And over here is a lake we're going to stop at tomorrow. I can't remember the name of it. Then we're going to make our way around this ridge. Below us is Mission Ridge ski slope. We were just in Wenatchee in early June. We did Douglas Creek, and then we crossed the river down there, and then we came up here to the Naneum Ridge State Forest and camped. It was a good trip. There was too much snow that time to come up here. It's a Mission Peak right there, Mount Rainier. Kind of hazy today. Down there is Eldensburg. It's nice, you can see off both sides of this ridge here. Eldensburg on one side and Wenatchee on the other. It's about the roughest part of this whole forest. That one didn't sound too good. That one's sleeping in the road. That's the end of it. That's good. We made it down the mountain to Naneum Creek. We're set up camp in a long, dusty road. Got my bed ready. Now it's time to cook some dinner. Be like Odo and just eat what you already had. The dogs are having fun. I didn't throw that stick. Well, we've had dinner. Things are starting to wind down now. Odo's taking a walk with the dogs. Got the propane campfire. It's really nice. You can hear the sound of the water here at camp. We had a small herd of sheep go through on the other side. We were just hoping one of those big white dogs wasn't following it. Guess it wasn't. Anyway, we're going to bed here within an hour or so. I appreciate you watching. Catch you tomorrow. Good morning from the Naneum Ridge State Forest. This is the Naneum Creek we're at. Had a nice night's sleep. About 7:40 in the morning. I'm going to start breakfast here pretty quick. Well, it's just after 9 a.m. and we're heading out. We're on Boulder Road. We're going to climb back up to the Naneum Ridge Road, then drop down, jump off, and head to the other side. Now we're on Jump Off Road. We're on the pavement now. We're going to drop down to Wenatchee And get some fuel just in case. We topped off our tanks in Wenatchee. That was a mess. The traffic was just terrible. We're heading back up Mission Ridge Road. I believe that's what it's called. Back off to pavement. We're on Washington BDR Section 3. I want to stop at Beehive Reservoir for a break. We're at Beehive Reservoir. And it's not really a good place to park because there's no shade. Now this is it. Beehive Reservoir. What's it taste like? Probably fish. Decided not to have lunch at Beehive Reservoir because there's too many people there taking up all the shade. So we moved on up here. We're off the 7100 road, which was the original route for the BDR. There was something wrong with the road. They blocked it off. So then they rerouted it on down towards Mission Ridge. We're finished with lunch, so we're going to head on over towards Liberty. We're high above Wenatchee. Down there's the Columbia River. We made to the first washout area. Steep drop off. Another one. I'll put the camera down. Alright, dropped off that. Can't see nothing. Now the next hill. Same thing, can't see nothing. And another one. Well, this one I can see a little bit better. Here's another one.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I believe that's the end of the washout area. It's a big old hole right here. Yeah, it's gotten a little different from the last time I ran it. Still not too bad. This viewpoint here is just past the area they call the washout. Looking back at Wenatchee. It's a heck of a drop off. Did a quick stop at Wilcox Horse Camp just to check it out. We're on the trail again, headed in the direction of Liberty. We'll turn off and head towards Table Mountain. Here's our turn. Made it up to Lion Rock. It's over 6,300 feet. There's Stewart Mountain behind us. Sure, it was windy up here. Came from that direction over there. Sure, it was a long drop down. I camped down the hill a little ways out of this wind. Tomorrow morning we'll come back in for a better view, hopefully. Usually it's prettier, not so hazy in the morning. We have camp set up near Lion Rock Spring. Elevation still over 6,200 feet, so sometimes it gets cold here at night. We're having chili for dinner tonight, which is the same thing I had last night. Good thing about the chili is just open up the can, cook it right here on the stove, and you don't have any dirty dishes other than your spoon or fork you use. Here's a deer that is visiting our camp. Well, he's not really concerned about us walking around our camp. Even the dogs even barked and he didn't run away. Well, we got dinner done. It's around 8:30 or so, and it's really gotten cold with this wind. So we're gonna go ahead and climb in our rigs, warm up, and get ready to call it a night. So there'll be more adventure tomorrow. See you in the morning. Good morning from Lion Rock. It's around 7:30. It's a little breezy this morning, but it's not too cold. This is our last day of this adventure. We're going to finish off section 3, the WABDR today, heading towards Ellensburg. We're going to do a few stops along the way, take a few side roads just to check things out before heading back home. Well, next up, breakfast. Breakfast is done, so now we're head back up to Lion Rock for the view. That's a good drop off right there. Here's a view from Lion Rock. It's a little cloudier than it was yesterday, but yesterday was really hazy. Looking down to Salem. Rainier is hiding in the clouds. Adams over there. And the Kittitas Valley. Yeah, we just found out I got a coolant leak. I'm not for sure where it's coming from, so we're going to have to go up on some flat land and check it out. Odo found the problem was just a loose hose on the water pump. We're on the trail again. I'm going to turn off the WABDR route on 3521. We're going to run this to the end, see if we can get a view of the Naneum State Forest. We're at the end of the forest road, 3521, and we're looking over here down at the Naneum Ridge State Forest. Up there, Wenatchee Mountain, Mission Peak. We're heading back down the hill. Years ago, we climbed this with the DNR. It goes on to Forest Service. It's pretty steep. We ran a side road up the mountain here to check out this. It's a 4-wheel drive 316 right here. One of these days I'll come back and run this with my Jeep. Goes off in the woods over there. Here's what it looks like in the other rig. Getting back down the main road. We're back onto the WABDR route. Forest Road 35. We're heading towards Ellensburg. We're on Forest Road 3517. And just to check it out, it looks like it's a big loop. Never been on it, so we're gonna see what it's all about. That was a fun little loop. And we're back on the main road, heading down towards Ellensburg. Coming off the mountain, looking down at Kittitas Valley. We're almost done with Washington WABDR Section 3. And about to enter the Section 2. Ellensburg's right down the hill. So we stop, dogs run, give them some water, and have lunch. Alright, we're moving again. We're going to bypass Ellensburg. We're just on the edge of it. We don't have to deal with the traffic. And we'll work our way to dirt road and cross the Naneum Ridge. We're now turn on the dirt road. This is the Washington WABDR route, section 2. Naneum Creek. Stopped at Naneum Creek, let the dogs run a little bit, get some water. This used to be a creek crossing till, I don't know, 10 years ago. They put the bridge in. I guess they didn't want us running over Bull Trail. Now we're heading up Naneum Ridge, one of the rockiest sections of the section 2. Turn off the dirt road, just want to run up to the towers, and then we'll come back down the dirt and run up the Sheep Company. That's the towers on Naneum Ridge. Behind us is where we came from. We ran to the top of that ridge over there, the higher point, Wenatchee Mountain. Circled around Wenatchee, then came across a little bit lower area, the Table Mountain. Down off this side, looking down at Selah and Yakima. Well, we're headed back down the mountain. We're going to take dirt road back down. We're going to go back home to Selah, which is right down there somewhere. It's our house. We're coming to the end of dirt road. This is the end of our off-road adventure. So we're back in Selah. Our farm is only a couple miles down the road. I do appreciate you watching. I'll catch you next time.